All right, welcome back. Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, the software releases, and the websites by Plebs or Plebs. Today we've got a special guest, fellow Bitcoiner, podcaster, and creator of the Satoshi in Venezuela project, which is a Bitcoin education project. I am talking about Javier Bastardo. He's joining us today, but first, we're going to go to the numbers. Here we go, guys. At the time of this recording, the block height is 685,073. The Bitcoin price, 39,090. Chain rewrite days, 688. Total public lightning capacity, 1,363.92. Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 5.92%. Sats per dollar, 2,558. That lightning capacity, man. Just creeps up slowly.
Dude, man, listen. It's crazy. It's crazy that it was, dude, Bitcoin time moves so fast. Only 42 days ago, we were at all-time high. 50% crash. And now we're here. Holy crap.
Yep. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
The ride is not over. The ride's only begun.
Oh my God. It's only been a month and a half. And I feel like I've aged 20 years inside. Yep. But pretty crazy. But hold on, guys, especially if you're new. Everything will be just fine. Do you really want to sell your Bitcoin for a shitcoin, which is the US dollar? Do you really want to do that? Don't do that. Anyways, Phil, it's time for it.
The Daily Fail. Reporter at Bloomberg News. Makeup of narratives person. Anyways, is there a problem that cryptocurrency solves better than facilitating crime? Oh, William, I think you're mistaking cryptocurrency or Bitcoin for something else. I think you're mistaking it for the dollar. Because the dollar far outstrips cryptocurrency in illicit activity usage. And we've all known this for a very long time. That narrative is so tired and so old. It's interesting, though, that these people call themselves reporters, because a blockchain is transparent. You know, like in terms of Bitcoin, right? It's transparent. Anybody can look at it. That is the worst place to be doing illicit activity. Like on the Bitcoin blockchain. Like I don't understand why you would do that. Anyways, so it's just funny because they always come back with this, and it's such a dead narrative that's been destroyed so many times. I can understand that at first that may have been true, because as with new technologies, quite often when they're adopted by the retail sector, they're adopted by criminals in the retail sector because the police haven't caught up to that technology yet as being something used. Okay, but as soon as that time passes and whatever it is that they're using still continues to provide utility, and in our case, a store of value of among other features, well, then it starts to take on a different life, a life of its own. It doesn't just die on the vine, which, you know, as we've seen, here we are 11 years later. So anyways, that's just a weak-ass narrative, and it's totally sad that that's once again coming out of mainstream media, and this is what they're feeding people, you know?
It's crazy.
People crap.
It's crazy, dude. This is the Wall Street Journal, you know, and it's 2021.
The Bloomberg Reporter. The Wall Street Journal, it's a Bloomberg Reporter. Nobody knows what they're talking about.
Nobody knows. And it's crazy. It's 2021. You have public companies that own Bitcoin, and you still have these ass reporters that are ill-informed still saying that it's like the horse and buggy people saying we should ban cars because they're dangerous and people get into car accidents. That's what I see. That's the equivalent of that article, because it's just so freaking stupid. Financial elitism. You could tell that person benefits from the money spigot. He has no issue with it, right? He's privileged to live in a country where, you know, that has a stable financial system, right? But yeah, man, I find it funny at this point. You know, it's just more entertaining, gives us amazing source material for the Daily Fail. So yeah. Javi, what are your thoughts on that? From living in Venezuela, when you see that type of article, what does it make you feel?
Well, as I'm living in Caracas and I'm facing the destruction of the Venezuelan economy, and my way to avoid that destruction is Bitcoin. This kind of opinions, this kind of clickbait titles that the people used to use to talk about Bitcoin, because the narrative is about the price, maybe about how it use energy and stuff like that. But when you don't know things about how it could help the people in other situations than versus the situation that you are living through, like Nico said, maybe this guy have a lot of privilege, like uh, the currency that he works on is the dollar, probably, so he don't have to face any kind of problems with the medium of exchanges, or the store of value function is good to him because he don't dive through the dollar inflation that maybe it start to climb. So when you are that I think that naive, but also poorly informed to be an opinion, to be a pundit guy in something that mm, thousands of people will read. And I said that you don't have to create only positive stories about Bitcoin, how you can survive with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin enables it by itself. But if you are only pointing at ransomwares, that is the main point of the guy, that it enables ransomwares, well, you can pay the ransom with other things. You don't need Bitcoin exclusively for that thing. So, and using it to avoid the destruction of my own currency is like, well, this guy never had the problems that we are facing here, so it is normal that you point to some things that are familiar to you, and maybe he knows things about ransom or attacks or something like that, but to make some kind of mix between the two topics, to talk about something with some kind of like knowledge, like to seem knowledge, like you know things about that, those two things. So yeah, I think that this the constant fail that we are seeing in the mainstream media, that if you don't know a shit about something, just shut the fuck up and that's it. You don't need to spread this kind of falsehoods. So,
I absolutely agree with you. And that reporter is definitely gonna have fun staying poor. And yeah, man, it's just it's financial privilege. You know, he was born in the right place, right? So it's very easy for you to say that, for he to say that. But in your case, Javi, like you've been saying, you use it to live, man. You use it to survive because you have no other option, right? So very short-sighted of that guy. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
The Daily Meme Review.
all right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by at Spintiate, Spintate, Spintate, Sprite8. I don't know. You're gonna come on the show. You're gonna help us pronounce it because we still don't know how to do it. Anyways, bro, you make awesome freaking memes. Let's check it out. Definitely give him a follow, fellow plebe. Check it out. Bitcoin. I love how he tags ETH, Ethereum to get their attention. Yes. Okay. Anyways, check it out. Bitcoin will fix the money, fix the world, generate cheap green energy, and kickstart Kardashev type 1 planetary civilization. Energy consumption is bad. Ethereum's energy consumption is bad. We need to go proof of stake. I will validate your transaction. Please buy my pre-mine token. It's the future. Phenomenal meme. Totally wrecking the ETH heads. And yeah, man, it like kind of kills their narrative. It's just funny, dude. And because it's so funny, I'm gonna give it this old lemon that has been sitting in my fake fruit basket. I was going to give this meme, I was going to give this as a score like a month ago, but I forgot. I found it today. Yeah. What about you, Phil?
Not even yellow. It's not even yellow anymore.
Well, it's a month-old lemon.
Yeah, no shit, man. That thing's ancient. Okay. Yeah, great meme. Totally love all of his memes. I am gonna give it a solid. It is a cold card, cold power case. Check that out.
Ooh.
That's what it gets.
Damn. Wow.
Right. Gotta
Excellent.
stay air gapped.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Excellent score. Wow, man. I thought an old lemon was going to beat you. Oh, anyways.
He
Javier,
does.
Javier, what would you give Sprintier's meme?
This was a really great meme that kicks in the some of the narrative that the Ethereans have been putting around. So I will give you these scissors. You are cutting the shit with your memes. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome scores for an awesome meme by Sprint.
We're just gonna spell it out soon.
Yeah, we're just gonna spell it. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
The Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
I promise you this is the last time we're going to cover Taproot. We weren't going to stop until we get it right. Okay, so this is what BitPaint was referring to. Essentially, in this signaling period, he was right. We do not have enough signaling blocks for it to go through this period, for it to be locked in. However, the next period, like Adam Back said in yesterday's tweet, which we showed, it looks like Taproot is going to go through. I think we got it right this time. If we still didn't get it right, please let us know down in the comments. But anyways, let's get
we got it right this time because Patrick the motorist also DM'd me and confirmed the same exact thing.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
So I'm pretty sure we got this right.
Okay. We hope we got it right, guys. Okay. But anyways, let's move on to the big news for today. Check this out, Phil. PayPal to begin allowing Bitcoin withdrawals, right? We were calling out PayPal. We're saying, hey, they're adding Bitcoin purchases and whatever. They in the terms of service, they were like, it's bad if you hold your own keys type of wording. It looks like they had to do a 180. Why is that? Because the black hole of the Bitcoin incentive spares no one. And people are just going to use Cash App. Why? Because you could withdraw the coins. You could withdraw the Bitcoin. You could withdraw the corn. Why am I gonna buy paper Bitcoin? This is the black hole of incentives in real time. Anyways, let's check out the article. PayPal plans to add support for third-party wallet transfers. You mean self-custody? Third-party wallet transfers, which will allow the platform users to move Bitcoin and shitcoin out of PayPal into private wallets. This will also apply to Venmo. Why did this happen? Because the pressure, man. If you have other people offering the same service, but they're allowing withdrawals, PayPal had no choice. Check out this tweet by the non-Chad Sailor, because he kind of did weird, evil mining council BS, but let's check out. It's still a good tweet, but anyway.
It's okay. He's still right. We're just paying attention. We're just watching.
We're watching. I'm going to ask you this, Sailor. At Bitcoin 2021, okay? They gave me a speaker pass so I could go behind stage and ask you this type of stuff. And I'm going to report it. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's check it out. Great upgrade by PayPal. It is now a requirement for mobile payment apps to support Bitcoin blockchain transfers to stay competitive, right? We said this. We told you so. There's another Simply Bitcoin, we told you so moment, right? Mm-hmm. I look forward to the day when they all support Lightning transfers as well. I look forward to that day as well. But check this out. Apple, Business Development Manager, Alternative Payments.
Ooh.
Apple is looking to hire a business development manager with experience in the Bitcoin and shitcoin industry to lead its alternative payments partnership program. In a Wednesday job posting, Apple said candidates should have 5 years or more working in or with alternative payment providers such as digital wallets, blah, 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 blah. So why did Apple do this? Because Apple has Apple Pay and they don't want to get left behind. Exactly what Michael Saylor said. Again, is a perfect example of the black hole of incentives of Bitcoin just sucks everything in. It's awesome. Anyways, Phil.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna eat some crow and say that I was, maybe too quick to jump the gun on Michael Saylor because his comment about Lightning is pretty damn bullish. And not for the reasons, that maybe people are thinking, but, Lightning offers an extra layer. I mean, besides the fact that it's cheaper, it's faster and all that good stuff, it also offers an extra layer of anonymity. And that's like, he's good. It's like, I think it's what you said yesterday about the Trojan horse comment, Nico. With Cynthia Loomis, but I think it applies to Michael Saylor and
it applies to everything. It's a singularity. It's all coming together.
It's all coming together, But I'm sorry. I just want to make one comment though about PayPal and their garbage wording. They are the third party. Okay.
Yes.
They are the freaking third party. I hate that they do stuff like that. That is total spin wording so that you think that they are a trusted, right? It's a trusted party, and these other people are this third party. These people that we've welcomed on. No. You're the freaking third party, okay?
Absolutely. And PayPal had no choice here. And like I said yesterday with Cynthia Loomis, Phil, you're absolutely right. This is a poison pill for them. They just took it when they allow something like this. Javi, what did you think about this announcement?
Well, it is inevitable to have these kind of decisions because when you launch a product that is giving the people the opportunity to get only exposed to Bitcoin, you also are sending the message to maybe you should try to keep the thing by yourself in some kind of way. You want to keep your money safe by yourself, and as it is a new service, they have to change in the same way that their competitors are doing. So you have these things like One Bitcoin, like Cash App, like all these services let you to get your coin by yourself. So they are making the move that they should do to continue in the market. So it's almost a logical conclusion of adopting Bitcoin, even in this kind of PayPal-ish way that they made in the very beginning. But in the same way, at the same time, it led me to think that if maybe we are like giving too much attention to the adoption that these guys have to do with Bitcoin, because they will need to adopt Bitcoin or any other cheatcoin that they will be working on, but they can stay only in fiat. They can stay, their models, their companies will need to change to some kind of Bitcoin standard in some ways. Maybe even PayPal would like to hold some Bitcoins and a few times they see the movement that the people are doing with the Bitcoins and like with withdrawing the Bitcoins and stuff like that. Maybe they will start to see Bitcoin as a more positive asset to themselves, like to keep in the company sheet and something like that. And yes, I think that it is inevitable. Like Nico said, the incentive are there and they play by themselves. Like you don't have to make too much things for Bitcoin. Like we are just enjoying the party and it is inevitable.
That's a really good point. I never thought of it that way, but it's so true. It's like it's really doesn't matter that PayPal makes this type of announcement, right? They're forced to. They don't have a choice, right? So you're right. That is very interesting. I didn't see it that way. But anyways, moving on to the next piece of news. I saw this and it kind of made my blood boil. I know the article's old, but someone tweeted about it today and I looked more into it. Check this out. This was the year of the pandemic. Banks will collect more than $30 billion in overdraft fees this year. In March, federal regulators encouraged banks to waive their overdraft fees amid the public health crisis. Obviously, the banks didn't listen. Instead, the average penalty has reached a record high of $33, according to the recent survey by Bankrate.com. And checking account providers are expected to take in more than $30 billion in revenue from the fees in 2020. So they made $30 billion doing absolutely nothing. However, remember, Bitcoin mining is bad. Let's check that out. Bitcoin miners made a revenue today of 32.58 million. If you multiply that by 365, Bitcoin miners actually made around $11 billion in revenue. 11 billion, right? Of course, the price fluctuates, so that can change. They're providing value, though. They're securing the network, right? Mm-hmm. What the F are these guys doing? And as Phil's article pointed out in the Daily Fail, they have the audacity to say that? It's ridiculous. This is exactly why Bitcoin needs to exist, because of BS like this. This is $30 billion stolen from the poor and given to the rich. That's what it is. And that's exactly what inflation is as well. Right? So, yeah, man, listen, I love that Bitcoin mining is spending that much energy. I know I'm colluding the two subjects because I want to collude them just to point out the number. Combine them just to point out the numbers. Bitcoin mining makes $11 billion in revenue, providing a service, right? Which is securing the Bitcoin network, making it immutable, right? Allowing people like Javier to live in a country that has very unstable currency, to live like as if nothing's happening, right? He could stay in this force field of Bitcoin because of these miners, right? And they're rewarded for that. These banks do absolutely nothing, and they make 2 times or 3 times as much as the Bitcoin miners. So when anyone sends you any energy FUD and any of that bullshit BS, send them this article, okay? It makes me angry, Phil. It makes me really, really angry.
You know what? When I was much younger and, I didn't have, obviously didn't have such a, great job or anything like that, I did end up in a situation where I had to cover overdraft fees. Okay. And, you know what? I got super pissed off and I asked to speak to the manager, and I asked them, I said, can you please break down exactly what it is that I am paying for in this fee? I go, I want to understand, because keep in mind, this is also in Canada, right? It was costing $40. Okay. So, what happened was that they were never able to answer the question. They just spent their whole time dancing around it. And eventually what they did was they got tired and they waived the fee that one time. But just think about it, right? Think of the effort you had to go through to get them to waive the fee. Not every person has the time to do that, the inclination to do that. Like, I'm sorry, but like, that's ridiculous. Like, they hold your money hostage and then something goes wrong. And then all of a sudden, like, you're stuck paying back even more. I don't understand. How is that something that it serves the people in any way, shape, or form? And I understand that banks are there to make a profit. There's no one's questioning the ability to make profit. You just don't have to gouge your consumers till there's nothing left. That's all.
Amen. Javi, what do you think about this?
It's the same thing with the guy of the ransomware. Like, if you are economically interested in to criticize Bitcoin, you will do it with the things that you have around. So all the bullshit around the energy use of Bitcoin is because they don't understand how the system works, and it is not valuable for them because they have really a smooth working financial system. And also, when you see how hypocrites they are, people that are criticizing Bitcoin because it use a lot of energy, but in the same time they are allowing banks or financial institutions to simply parasite the people. Because I know that people need as the system, as how the system is working today, they need banks, but the banks are not serving the people as they need to be served. Like, why you are making these fees so high, or why I have to pay these kind of things. They can explain you as an individual, and I don't think that they will explain anytime soon how their models works, because fiat system is something for secrecy. Like Bitcoin is totally the opposite thing. Like, we can see the blockchain from any part of the world, and that kind of purity, that kind of truth is against what a bank is, and many people will defend the system that they are used to use. So yeah, it's like, if you don't understand Bitcoin, but you are listening some kind of points that are familiar to what you understand of the world, you will probably take those arguments and make a kind of opinion of what do you think. And if you listen the richest guy of the world spreading the same nonsense, you will feel like you are in the correct path. Like, the system, the fiat system is the one that should work, and Bitcoin is just magic money. But it is like an ignorant stance to take. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's true, man. It's like the benefiters from the money spigot, from the top of the money spigot, are the ones to protect, this fiat system, while the majority of us, get screwed, But to end the news segment, Phil, we've already commented on this. We covered it as soon as it came out, but we have Javier on today, and he lives in Venezuela. And like I said many, many times, right? He doesn't use Bitcoin like we do in the West. He uses it to live, to survive, right? So, like I said, Phil and I have already commented on Charlie Munger's thoughts, but I want to get a direct response from Javi. Let me play the video. Let's check it out. Again, this is Charlie Munger getting asked about Bitcoin.
Well, those who know me well are just waving the red flag of the bull. Of course, I hate the Bitcoin success. And I don't welcome a currency that's so useful to kidnappers and extortionists and so forth, nor do I like just shuffling out a few extra billions and billions and billions of dollars to somebody who just invented a new financial product out of thin air. So I think I should say modestly that I think the whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization. And I'll leave the criticism to others.
So, Javi, what do you have to say to that? Do you believe that it's contrary to human? Do you actually believe that?
no, and I also repeat on these thoughts of Munger, because you have two points in this. The first point is that if you are you are milking the fiat system, obviously anything that could change how that system works will be against your interest. So obviously you will hate that. That's why he hate, because it's like some kind of fear of what could happen if Bitcoin succeeds in a more mainstream way, because Bitcoin is succeeding. You don't have to get fooled because of this. All guys are yelling to it. And the second thing is that if you think in the civilization as a process, as a historical process that is happening since we live as a human race in the world. Bitcoin is like one of the more penalized phases of that process. Like we are using a kind of decentralized money. That money is a technology that is working with us since the very early days of the human race. And this money is decentralized. It uses the ultimate technology that is available in the moment that is spreading. And also it is eating many of the functions of other kind of monies that are competing around, and also is over the internet, so it's completely digital. So how can a product like that be against the civilization if you understand the civilization as a process? It is like a final phase, like the ultimate freezer of Dragon Ball. Like we are facing this Bitcoin. So obviously, if you are deeply economically incentivized on the fiat system functionality, you will see in Bitcoin an enemy, and that's why they have all this fear. And also, if you are so privileged that you can create some narrative about how or why or what is civilization, like Munger and this guy, other old man that likes the coke. If you are in that position, obviously you don't see how something like Bitcoin could be useful, because you don't need anything. You can create things around you. Like Coke is good, like buy Coca-Cola. So drink this. How you can listen to people that promote products like that, so yes, it is the same thing, the fear, the lack of understanding, and obviously the privilege, because I'm living in a country where you don't have the opportunity to save in your own money, and where it is really hard to save in other currencies like dollars, because I don't have a dollar account. I don't have PayPal. They closed my account in PayPal. So I'm solving problems from my life, from my daily life with Bitcoin. So I don't understand these guys telling me that I can't participate of the civilization with Bitcoin.
Absolutely. And Bloomberg journalist, Wall Street Journal journalist Charlie Munger, I hope you see this. I hope you see this freaking video. Okay, there's your answer. This is why Bitcoin is necessary. But anyways, Phil, there was a website for plebes or by plebes. Why don't you show everybody?
Websites by plebs, or sometimes not, but websites for plebs. jlop.github.io, U.S. Marshals Bitcoin auctions. And so here we can see the total Bitcoin seized and sold, total USD gains from those sales, current USD value of the sold BTC. So you can see
potential USD gains mix, $7 billion.
So look at this, okay? That just goes to show you, even with free money, they can fuck that up. They can even fuck that up.
Dude, ever since you said that, it's like the government never provides value. It's so
it just doesn't, man. It can't. It can't get out of its own way.
Oh,
anyways,
my god. But yeah, man, a very interesting resource. And just go. It's just funny. It's just funny. But anyways, guys, I want to give a shout out to our awesome guests. Definitely go check him out, Javi. You go follow him at Crypto Bastardo, and definitely go check out his podcast, his organization. It's called Satoshi in Venezuela. Super cool. I've been on his pod. I struggled with my Spanish because it's very hard to switch from English to Spanish, and I've been living in Miami for like, let's see, a little bit under 20 years, right? So, it's kind of hard to make the switch, but very cool and super honored to have Javi on here today to to directly attack this information, this garbage, this propaganda that the mainstream media is trying to tout out, right? So thank you, Javier. But guys, if you enjoyed the show, you know what to do. Smash that like button, smash it. I'm late to the airport, so smash it fast. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the news from the Bitcoin perspective and the catastrophic fiat and shitcoin and billionaire cantillionaire class fails, definitely consider subscribing, and we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.